Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84. It's a beautiful Sunday, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to do a quick tour of my subtropical and tropicals. Temperature today is going to be the hottest of the year. For my American viewers, 31 degrees centigrade, 87, 88 Fahrenheit. It normally only gets over 80 degrees 3 or 4 times a summer here in the UK, so that's exceptionally warm, and it is baking out here, and I've got to do a little bit of garden work later, so it won't be a pleasant experience, but at least the subtropicals and tropicals appear to be liking it. So I'm just going to whiz over them very quickly for anyone interested. I've got some citrus at the front here. I won't necessarily remember them all. The one on the left is a Sanford Cura Fura. Got a little kumquat down there with fruits on it still. There's a Rio Red grapefruit behind it. Was meant to be a mandarin, the one behind there, but I've been told it isn't. The leaves are wrong for a mandarin. I can't remember what it's meant to be, but I can look it up later. Then behind that is my now fully recovered Satsuma. Has flowered heavily, hasn't set any fruits, but I'm not too worried. I was more about interested in the plant recovering than setting fruits. Behind that is a yellow cherry guava. It's doing nicely. In fact, all this heat we're getting looks like some of these plants are going to need watering. Lots of new growth on it. At the back is my grafted starfruit variety Unknown. That's looking okay as well. Next to it is next to it is not a cherimoya at all. Next to it is my ice cream bean, which is putting out loads of new growth after I cut it back, so that's looking really good. In front of that is the first of my seed grown cherimoyas. No flowers on this particular plant. In front of that I've got what now appears to be a that's my pawpaw. That's my tropical pawpaw, not the mountain variety. Seems to be growing. Never really does much each year, but at least it's stayed alive. At the front down here, I have got this was my dead finger lime that I was left with just a bare rootstock, which I've decided to keep to see if it shoots out, and you won't be able to see on camera, but I can see tiny signs of green growth. So if that does recover and branch out, I'll be able to graft back onto it. Right down there I've got a guava that was a seed growing one. It's doing quite nicely. Don't know what variety it's going to be. Angel's trumpets just coming into bud there. I've got this is a Passiflora Tarminiana that I'm going to try and plant in ground outside to see what happens. Behind that is my cherry of the Rio Grande. That's recovered from dieback in winter. It's looking quite good now. Plenty of growth on it. Next to it is a Canistel. That's Puteria Campechiana. This variety is Bruce. Not showing any signs of new growth yet. Last year it didn't start growing until August, but at least it's looking healthy. Behind it is my mountain papaya. Put lots of growth on, but none of the flower buds seem to be staying on it. I think it might need a bigger pot and feeding, but we'll see how we go with that. I've got a long one down here, my only surviving one. Not looking particularly good, but at least it's alive. I've got a grafted cherimoya here. Can't remember the variety. It's had a few flowers on this one as well, but obviously no fruit set. Now next to that I've got a sapodilla or chiku. Lots of new growth on that one. That's growing. That's a second growth burst that's had this year. Next to that, with the red growth on it, new growth is my rose apple. That's one of the Syzygium family. Seems to be about the hardiest one, the rose apple. Next to it I've got my cherimoya, which is the one that's covered in flower buds. So if I get any open at the right time, I'll try and hand pollinate them. Tucked away behind there, I think I can show you just about, is my macadamia, putting out new growth. To make sure these things get enough water now we've got this dry spell, although the sun's just gone in for the moment. Now, interestingly, right down here, I've got what appeared to be a dead rootstock for a lychee that I left outside last winter and just didn't bring it inside till March because I had no room for it, and it died back completely, and now there's just a few little green shoots at the bottom, so perhaps it hasn't completely died off. Moving along, that's my largest guava, the one that a couple of years ago suffered a bad dieback. I think it was last year actually, which I had to bare root and take back to a bare stem. That's recovered nicely. I'm hoping that might produce a few flower buds at the end of summer this year. Tucked away behind there is the small leaves down at the bottom. The smaller leaf plant is the jaboticaba. In front of that is a grumichama. Now at the back, can't see it very well, is a standard guava. It's looking a bit dry. I think I better get the water on that as well. That's what happens when you suddenly get a dry spell here, it tricks everything. Now next to that is another cherimoya, seed grown one, hidden behind there. I know you can't pick them out very easily, but they're close together and there's not much I can do about it. Then following on next to that, I've got a large yellow cherry guava. This is one that I got last autumn, and I'm just looking at it, and it's don't know if you better see, but it's definitely set some fruit. It's been flowering quite heavily, and I'm looking around at the back of the plant. It looks like it's got some fruit set on it. Now at the front down here is what is supposed to be a red strawberry guava, was bought as a red strawberry guava, but as the fruits are so dark when they ripen, several people have thought it might be a purple mountain guava, which is not impossible. Won't really matter anyway. It's had fruits on it already this year, and it's absolutely covered. It's covered in flower buds again, so there's a good chance of getting more fruits in the autumn, I would say. Moving on down, I've got some lulos behind there. You can see the large purple spiky leaves. There's another small guava behind there. That one's been very sickly since I had it. I believe it's a pink variety, but it's starting to show signs of recovery now. Yet another yellow cherry guava, which is one that I picked up this year. Next to it, I'm going to repot this possibly this afternoon or on the next day or two, because it's looking very pot bound. It's in the pot it came in. It looks very, very, very root bound, and it hasn't really shown signs of strong growth, although there are some shoots coming out now, and I think with a new compost that's going to take off. Obviously not tropical. Here is my red leafed peach, still got peaches on it. Now I've got a few more citrus at the front here. I think this one is the Swiss orange. The one next to it is a double blood orange cross. Then we've got a finger lime. More lulos down there. Look at the size of the spikes on those leaves. They're quite spiteful, really. Various tamarillos. Doing really well. Some of them need repotting still. I've got a kumquat there, which is making a good recovery from root rot a couple of years ago. In front of it, looking very healthy, is my yuzu. Next to that is my pomelo chandler. And then I've got an unknown lemon variety here, but doing very well. The best lemon I've got, and it's actually got good fruit set on it, or quite good sized fruits, which will be if they stay on, will be the first lemon I've actually managed to successfully grow from flower to embryo to full size fruits, because I've had lemons where I've bought them with green fruits on and they've obviously matured to yellow. Now I've got my star ruby grapefruit behind that's been very sickly for a long time, but it is starting to put out some new growth now, so I'm hoping that whatever happened to the roots is starting to recover, and perhaps this heat's going to help. Now down at the front here I've got that's my kaffir lime. It's got lots of flower buds appearing on it, so we should get flowers on that in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Next to it is meant to be a key lime, but we won't know for some time on that. Tucked away in there is my variegated Eureka lemon. In front of that is, let's see if I can see what this one is, I can't remember. Navel Orange Lane's Late, which is doing okay. And in fact, tucked away down behind here, which I didn't point out, is another Navel Orange, and that one's Cara. That's also putting out some shoots. And down here we've got a red lime. Behind that is, I think it's a mandarin, that one. Yeah, that's a mandarin, that one. Next to it I've got a blood orange. And down here I've got my ornamental Amalfi lemon. It's got several lemons on it, as well as that large one, and it is putting out new shoots. We're going to lose, hopefully we'll get rid of these horrible mottled leaves on it. This one's a Tahiti lime. This is one I nearly lost to root rot a couple of years ago, but that's also got limes on it now. I've got another finger lime tucked away behind there, and this large one, which hasn't set any fruits, is another pomelo of an unnamed variety. So I've just done a very quick flash around of the tropicals. I haven't gone into too much detail on them because it takes too long, and there's also a few there's 3 or 4 plants I've still got inside which are being nursed, but I thought you might be interested in seeing them as it's a lovely day. They're all looking quite healthy. Thanks for watching the video, much appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up. Obviously, if you're interested in these sort of plants, do subscribe to my channel, and remember that if you click on the bell you'll get updated on new videos as they come out. I'll catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.